Every singer, especially in our pocket, fears vocal nodes, growths on their vocal cords, because it impairs our ability to sing quite a bit.
Sure.
It's very random on what range it affects. And we become completely foreign to our own instrument.
Wow.
And then comes a costly surgery, which comes with a very lengthy recovery time.
How long is that recovery time?
4 months of mute.
Mute?
Mute.
Season 2 of the Scorpioness podcast is here. Welcome back, everybody. As always, I have a very special guest. If you've been downtown to any of the piano bars, you probably know him. Dario, welcome to the show.
Hey, how's it going, Tom?
Good to see you, man. Happy New Year and welcome. You are a specifically requested guest by our good friend Big Mike, aka Don Testolini. So this one's for the Don.
Wow, I got blindsided by that. I didn't know that was actually the source of this.
Oh yeah, he said, Tom, you have to have Dario on, and I was like, say less.
That's so funny. That's great. Hi, Mike. Big Mike. Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So I mean, I've known you over the years just from coming to different venues and watching your businesses grow. But surprisingly, there are probably a few Chicagoans out there that don't know you yet. So why don't we give them a little background before we got into like the entertainment stuff, and just tell us where you came from and what you were doing.
Sure. Well, I've been doing piano bar gigs for the last, let's say, actually last October marked 15 years.
Congrats.
Thanks. That's when I actually started my business, Dario Radio Entertainment. Was October of 2010, out in the suburbs. And it was basically out of demand that I was thrown into the deep end. Before I get into that, I'll tell you even before that, I was actively performing as a musician in a cover band that was a pretty big cover band, and still kind of is. I'm not sure what generation it's hitting, but it's a band called Then Again. Have you heard of them?
I have not.
Yeah, you're too young.
Thank you.
So Then Again was a freight train back then, kind of top 3 of Chicago's cover bands.
Oh, nice.
That I fell into by way of audition by a Craigslist ad.
Really?
And I didn't know what I was auditioning for.
So were you like a jack of all trades, entertainer, musician, and they just said we need people to fill seats, or like what was the ad?
So no, the ad, the Craigslist ad was like, we just need a keyboardist for our cover band.
Yeah.
Popular gigging cover band must be available for X amount of gigs and stuff like that. And at that point, actually, my life was in a very, very, very different spot. I was I was desperate for work.
Yeah.
And I just kind of went on a whim. And the funny thing is that the guys from this band are actually a little bit older than me, so dinosaurs at this point. Sorry, guys. Not too sorry, but sorry. Because I'm no spring chicken, and they're all like 3 or 4 years older than me. So the thing is that they were so popular when I was in high school that we were all like on alert of if they were playing an all ages show, or we're all desperate to turn 21 to go see their shows.
Yeah.
So all my friends knew the band already, and then I became part of it.
Nice.
And it was really awesome because I joined it pretty much at their, I want to say at their peak of their run, where they were playing huge festivals for like tens of thousands.
It's a good time to get in.
It is. Other than private events, I never played for less than 1,000 people with them.
Really?
Yeah. So I jumped in like when they were at full speed. So that was a great experience, fun experience. It was a fun band of guys, no pun intended. They were aggressively creative. And here's what I will say about that band. Their success, and I think you'll see where it ties with my current success.
Yeah.
Their success predicated off of their energy delivery.
Yeah.
Not even their sonic like quality. Because They were top 3 as far as in demand and in performance, but I would not even put them as far in top 10 of quality of
Really?
bands. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry guys. If any of you guys see this, the band sucked. The band like sonically was pretty terrible. Although I respected their commitment in rehearsals.
Yeah.
But the rehearsal, they had already been going for several years, that the rehearsal regimen and schedule really lent itself to becoming a hang that was so cool in one of the guys' dad's basements. We were all grown-ass adults with our own places.
Right.
But this place, it just had the vibe so much that we just went back to one of their guys' dad's basement and had a bar in it, and we would adamantly rehearse.
Yeah.
One thing that I learned from them that was a very stringent business rule, which was a weird dichotomy in this environment of debauchery as well, like being in a band, was it got to a point that if you came to rehearsal and you didn't know your part, you paid a fee.
Oh, wow. So they were like actually legit.
Yes. So it's funny because they went to those lengths of learn your part.
Yeah.
But when we got on stage, I don't know if it was the alcohol or what it was, but it just, I'll see recordings of us playing and I'll cringe.
Oh, no.
But the crowd were loyal and insane and huge and always a full house wherever we went. The largest venues in Chicago that you can think of that were regular events: Joe's on Weed Street, Bub City, Bourbon Street.
Yeah.
You know Bourbon Street?
Yeah, I grew up down that way.
Yeah, that's a huge place, right?
Yeah.
Never less than packed.
Wow.
Every time we played there. Huge place. Dirty Nelly's, I don't know if you're familiar with that one in the northwest suburbs.
Yeah.
We actually outgrew that place. And being the low man on the totem pole, I remember in that band thinking, wait, we're not gigging there anymore? Why? We're not making enough there? What are you talking? Like it was appalling to me.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. So it was just this awesome demand. It's an incredible learning experience and pinnacle example of, if you're liked by the masses, everything else is out the window.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you could see that and tie that in parallel to what I do now. My number one priority in my shows is energy delivery.
I have to commend you because, as humans, we go through these phases and seasons, especially in Chicago, where maybe you're not at your peak and maybe your voice is a little raspy from a previous show or you have a cold or whatever, but I don't think that's ever stopped you. I've walked in and the energy is consistently high every time I see you entertain the masses, and I'm just baffled. I'm like, how do you do it?
And that's where I have to thank the guys. I did have a very sour parting with them. But
that tends to happen in bands, unfortunately.
Yeah, but I remain thankful. That's a quality that I learned the value of. It wasn't like a direct, like, this is our secret sauce.
Right.
They weren't. I don't even think. I think they were oblivious. Well, no, they weren't oblivious. They're smart guys. I think they knew that, but they weren't like, hey, Dario, this is our secret. This is how we win and whatnot. And but I did very easily observe that was the most valuable thing that band delivered to the public. And that was, I think, the most valuable thing that contributed to their success.
Do you remember back when you could, when you realized you could command a audience with your skills? Like, when was the first time you were like, oh, I got this?
It was kind of a gradual thing instead of an epiphany, because I've always been mindful of not letting it get to my head and not becoming an ego issue at all. So I constantly questioned it, but I constantly proved it to myself. And so I finally realized, like, yes, I can do this. But that was when I started my own company. After I left the band, I went through some doldrums musically and career-wise, and I resorted back to just teaching. and the only performing I was doing was open mic nights at my favorite spot on Wednesday nights.
Yeah.
I was
Where was that?
Ballydoyle in Downers Grove. It was just this epic community. The sound guy that ran it is Dave Kelly, who is now my number one drummer on my roster. And we just had a vibe for like 12 years solid. He ran it, and it was amazing. It was like a family vibe. And when he left, it was just done.
Wow.
Yeah, but and I guess it's trying to come back now and find a new host, but I haven't been. I have Wednesday night shows at Redhead every Wednesday. So, but yeah, that was an in between stage that led to the beginning of my company, and that was an opportunity that plopped onto me. I did not plan on starting a company.
Mm-hmm.
I did it because I got fired.
Necessity.
Yeah. I did it because I got fired, and it wasn't from that. It wasn't the parting of the band. It was I was at a open mic night, and somebody came up to me and said, "Hey, we have a gig that we need a pianist to cover, like tomorrow. Can you do this?" And truth be told, the pianist that you know me to be now is not the kind of pianist that I was at that point, or even when I was with that band. Because when I was with that band, I was not a pianist. I was a keyboardist.
Yeah, tell me a little bit about that. Like, are you classically trained, or like what type of music did you grow up like really loving to play? Because it is an evolution, right? Now you're playing every request that people come, and like you're just like muscle memory at this point. But the musician in you probably likes to play different stuff at the house too, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I go through waves of studying classical because I was classically trained in my younger years. But there is a dark side to that story.
Really?
Yeah,
Tell us.
The short end of it is, and this is the cracking open of this nut. Nobody knows this. Yeah, so this will be interesting to see what kind of reaction this is. Everybody thinks that I had a full education in music, all the way from whatever childhood, and you must have been playing since you were young, and you must have gone to college, and you must have gotten, that some kind of degree or some kind of formal education.
Yeah.
The truth of it is, I did start very young with my mom's piano teacher. My mom signed me up when I was 3.
Okay.
Okay.
That's young, right?
That's extremely young. That's usually inadvisable. I would say 6 would be like the youngest that I would take as a student myself.
Sure.
But my mom says, according to my mom, I wouldn't leave the piano alone, and I wouldn't leave them alone at her lessons. She'd take me with, as I was born. In the first 3 years I would attend with, at her piano lesson, and eventually they're just like, just sit him at the piano, see what happens. And it stuck. And I did love it, and I did love practicing, and I did love playing. It was never one of those typical obstacles or hardships of getting your kid to practice.
Yeah.
With me.
I took piano for 2 years, and I was like, I'm a drummer. Like, what are we doing?
Right? Yeah.
You realize.
Yeah, you absolutely do. I had my world-renowned piano teacher from the age of 3 to, I want to say it was 9 or 10, because then my mother and I moved out of the city, and it became an arduous commute.
Sure.
For the piano lesson. And so we tried to take a break, and we tried to sign up with the old lady down the street kind of thing.
Right.
Who was, for lack of a better term, more American traditional. And I wasn't getting anything out of it.
Okay.
So the real dark truth of it is, I never had a piano lesson past the age of 12.
Wow.
And yeah.
And after all these, wild to think that after 12 you've accomplished so much, and the talent that you have without, and you teach too. So the fact that you've grown so far and so talented, how do you do it?
A lot of pitfalls and a lot of embarrassing moments that fueled. Yeah, because I had no intention of letting go of music in my life.
Yeah.
So it was basically fueled by frustration to figure things out on my own, figure out what I don't know. I learned very early in life the value of knowing that you don't know everything.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out what you don't know. And there's still a lot of gaps. I'll be honest with you, Tom, I'm not as good of a pianist as I should be or wish that I was. Not nearly, actually. I have pianists that work for me that can run circles around me.
Well, I think everyone that's successful has that mentality where they're never good enough and they don't give themselves the kudos that they deserve because they have that mindset of like, I can always improve, I can always be better, I can always give more. And
sure,
I see a little bit of that in you.
Sure. I think I tend to be more factual, where I'm not even trying to beat up on myself.
Yeah.
I'm not even doing that. I'm just really calling it as it is, because I will say that the company that I keep, as far as pianists, you will be hard pressed to find a better entertainer. Okay,
True.
I'm not going to apologize from the top of the hill.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. That's actually one of the qualities that I really hinge my career on and my success on, and the expectations of everybody that I work with. You don't have to be the best pianist. You don't have to be the best singer. There's the third quality of entertainment. You have to be a great entertainer and connect with your audience. I'm actually going through a wave, and this is where I'll have to omit names. I'm going through a wave of talent that I'm working with that are absolutely to put it kindly, undereducated on the piano.
Gotcha.
It's like severely.
Oh.
But they're selling the room.
I mean, so let's get into the business aspect. You started your own business, Dario Radio.
Yeah.
As a previous non-business person, like, how has that journey been for you going, like, number one, taking the leap and saying, I'm going to do this, to 15 years later? We have a lot of entrepreneurs on the podcast. You're doing your taxes and marketing and contracts and legal. And I mean, you learn a lot from the fire hose, right?
Yeah.
Talk to me about the early days on starting the business.
It was such an, I don't want to say slow stumble upward, because to be honest with you, right out of the gate from year one, I averaged 250 bookings a year.
Wow.
And that's just kind of a pinnacle that I kept up. And I didn't even, as the quality of my services and the revenue went up, I actually aimed to have less than that, because that's too much to maintain for one person. So I was able to learn gradually, to be honest. It wasn't too bad or too rough growing the business as far as like taxes or like finances or marketing that I could have actually done better on. That's one thing that I learned. I had a competitor whiz past me.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. And
would we know this person or entity, or is it kind of like just an entertainment company that helped set up gigs in the city?
No, they don't do city. They don't do public.
Oh, okay.
Their product is very different than mine. It's in the same category, though.
Okay.
Same category, but I never, we had crossed paths. I'm what I call a friendly competitor.
Sure.
If you're my competitor and you need help, I got you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'll cover you, and you're pretty assured that I'm gonna hit a home run on your behalf. And I'm even humble enough to say, if you need me to promote your business, I will. I don't. In other words, what I don't do is I don't say when I'm at their gig, hey, this is a Dario Radio production. Right. Hey, here's my card. I don't do that. I practice in good faith. I tell them, hey, if you're interested in booking me again, if they're expressing interest in me, call the person that booked me here.
Sure.
That's really an appropriate way of handling these things. And as booking managers or booking agents, we're all subject to players faltering here. They up till this weekend, it's happening.
Wow.
I mean, it doesn't matter how long.
Part of the industry?
Yeah, because it doesn't matter how long you've been in the business. It's how long the players or elements involved have been involved in the business.
Sure.
So so they learn.
Yeah.
You know, they learn too. Because I just had it this last weekend where it's like, hey, they really liked me at this room that you put me in, and I'm thinking about booking myself there. I'm like, careful.
Mm-hmm.
Careful, you will be blacklisted. And the people at my echelon, we talk.
Well, this is an interesting topic, the entertainment industry. And, we talk about it in different industries about like labor shortage or skill shortage. And with entertainment, the musicians, some people are making enough money to live. Some people are doing it as a side gig. Some people get bored and stop practicing their instruments or whatever. So I'm sure you guys are dealing with like a fluid dynamic of like, you think you can rely on these people and then all of a sudden poof, they're gone, or new people are coming up and they're hungry and they're like, oh, I'll play 1,000 shows or whatever. Like, I mean, is that accurate to say?
Very much. Very, very much. It's a little coarse for me to say this, but it's just the damn truth. There are your lifelong renters, right?
Yeah.
And then there are those who take themselves seriously and build equity in themselves. And I'm an open book as far as helping those to grow. And I do have some of my constituents that work for me that come to me and ask questions beyond music, questions about the business, questions on like, hey, how would you deal with this? Hey, I have this offer, I have this negotiation. What would you price it at? And like, and if you were me, and I'm brutally honest with them, I'd be like, well, you're 2 years into the game. I'm 15 years into the game.
Yeah. My
price would be XYZ. Yours probably would be a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
And, I'm pretty transparent. What would you pay for yourself? What would you be happy paying for your services?
Right.
That's the way that I gauge myself, which I was just recently scolded by an entertainment lawyer. I played a private party recently, and there was an entertainment lawyer present, and he's just like, you charged what? And I thought
Were you too low?
Like by 10x too low.
I'm dealing with that myself, and I have a lot of colleagues.
Are you?
We're all. I mean, when you're young in the business, you just want customers.
But
then when you have the personality where you just like to, you're a giver, and
that's the thing.
It feels weird to charge what you're worth because you're like, I don't want.
I still struggle with that, but that's just an exaggerated example that was recently plopped in my head because this entertainment lawyer who's passionate, he's like, no. you only charged this much for this party? No, man, no. And I look in retrospect that really did resonate because I look at some of the bigger gigs that I have had.
Yeah.
And what I price them at. And I do have to admit, one of the pitfalls that I've learned from is repeatedly, not even just like 1, 2, 3 times, repeatedly leaving a gig being like, oh my God, that I severely undercharged.
Mm-hmm.
I severely undercharged. So part of my protocol is really using a system that I have now that I won't divulge on really mapping out a gig.
Yeah.
Really getting to know the client. One practice that I will be open about is I never quote on site, ever.
Talk to me about that. What does that mean from like an outsider's perspective?
You know how many people come up to me at Redhead and be like, oh my God, I want you to play our wedding. How much do you charge? That. You know what I mean? Oh, I'm going to have a Christmas party, or I'm going to have a boat party, or corporate, I'm going to have a company party. What's your range? Never, ever, ever.
Well, how much do you make?
How much do you make?
Yeah. Well, not you personally, but the client. It's like, well, are you rich? Because then I'll charge you the rich price.
Right. Exactly. Those are actually parts of discovery in negotiations that you do have to practice to protect yourself as a business person as well, and also as a brand.
Yeah,
and a value.
You
right?
have a brand now in Chicago, and people know you by name.
I do, but what's funny is my branding and my marketing stunted by my humility. It really is. I had another fan, wealthy person, actually tied to the same private party I was talking about, who was like, I think this year for Christmas, as a little bonus to you for playing our party every year, I want to put a billboard up of you, And I said flat out, said no.
Really?
On 90, yeah, they wanted to put.
You're not
digital.
a billboard guy?
I was once, actually.
Really?
Oh my God. I don't even know if that's an embarrassing story from 2004.
You know, people might like that.
Oh my God. I think I could be safe telling it because you can't find it anywhere. I have a picture of it from my old cell phone, and I think that's the only thing that exists, to be honest with you. But yeah, people ask for T-shirts with my branding. I tried it, and I felt so weird about it.
Yeah. I can't imagine how many business people are coming up to you like, oh, you can do all these things. Like, you should monetize this and that. And I mean, you're an artist at heart. So
yeah, I have squelched my own potential. I probably could be sick rich right now, but I don't know. I feel, and you know, some fans actually took it upon themselves to make T-shirts.
I could see that.
And that felt really weird. I was just, dude, I was blushing so hard on stage at Redhead. These two girls that used to come regularly.
Yeah.
They printed out their own T-shirts of me, made their own T-shirts, and showed up. I'm like, oh my God,
isn't it better to be liked than not getting gigs, right?
No, it absolutely is. I just got to get over myself.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I just got to get over myself. Maybe I should expand on branding.
We'll talk after this. We'll come up with something. But
custom jewelry,
to the weddings. Last year in November, another quick shout out. My good friends Colleen and Kevin Warzak had specifically requested you play their wedding at the Redhead, and I cannot tell you how much joy you brought to the family that night. And
really, I didn't get to talk to them. So this is the first I'm hearing.
Yeah, Colleen, you might remember this. Colleen came in and she had like 150 request cards, and she plopped the stack on the piano. And I think either Kevin had Venmo'd you or like figured out. He's like, now, like, pretty much here's your set list.
Yeah, right.
And I think you're like, I'll get to these as much as I can.
Yeah.
But the family had the whole back reserved, and
I got to like 50 of those songs.
I mean, we'll check with Kevin and Colleen, but I think you killed it.
Oh, I hope so. I hope they were happy. That's always that's important to me.
But that's back to the brand. I mean, we've known you for years as single guys, and now it comes to the big day, and it's like, well, who do you want to play at your wedding? Obviously, Dario. I mean, we have so many memories tied to that place, and the joy you bring is just immense.
Well, it's always an honor to me when I'm considered for that kind of special day, especially when it's not just a random. Those are so much more special when it's like a fan or somebody who's been coming to the show for a long time. That's so much more special, and I appreciate that so much. I actually had a phone call on the way here about that. And I'm very happy to say that I'll be playing another fan's wedding coming up in May. I love that.
I hope it never stops.
Funny you should mention that. I think, I don't know, and I don't know what my business strategy should be, but I don't know if there's going to be an acceleration of branding and marketing, or what that timing is going to look like with my exit strategy.
It sounds like you know some things that the audience might not. And I recall, was it a couple years ago, maybe during COVID or something, where you were kind of taking a hiatus? Is that accurate?
I had vocal surgery, yeah.
Talk to us about that.
So every singer, especially in our pocket, fears vocal nodes, growths on their vocal cords, because it impairs our ability to sing quite a bit.
Sure.
It's very random on what range it affects. And we become completely foreign to our own instrument.
Wow.
And then comes a costly surgery, which comes with a very lengthy recovery time.
How long is that recovery time?
4 months of mute.
Mute?
Mute.
That has to be so foreign to you.
Yes, but I will say this. I was prepared. I was prepared because I've done so much talking in my life to make my life work, including singing, that I was just like, you know what? It'd be really nice to not have to say a word.
The universe provides.
Yeah. My then girlfriend, who is now my wife.
Congrats.
Thank you. panicked a lot more about it than I did. Just like, I can't believe I'm not going to hear your voice for like, I don't like this. What happens if you need me? What happens if, you need something, you need to say something and whatever? Are you always going to just have to write things down and whatever? And like, well, we live in an age where I can text you, even if it's like I'm sitting right next to you. But I took
Which happens with people that can speak too.
You're not kidding. Oh my God.
That's another episode.
That really, I could do like 3 episodes on that. But I actually took it a step further that was very endearing. And I look back and I'm like, wow, what a sweetheart I was. I actually made a soundboard of myself in preparation of my time in mute.
That's such a musician thing to do.
Either that or megalomaniacal. It's like, it could be a musician thing, or I'm just an egoist. I don't know. No, what I did, and she was extremely grateful to tears, was I created these sound bites of just, good morning, honey. Hey, hon, I need some water. Hey, can you help me with this? Mm-hmm. Just these little sound bites, and I just press a button, and it'd say, I created like 45 phrases, and so it'd cover most of, if anything, all of, like, even just a simple, I love you, don't forget. And she's just like, oh, that's the sweetest thing ever. My wife is a mushball. She gets emotionally moved by cute things very easily.
Oh, you're no stranger to doing cute things, I'm sure.
I guess. I don't know. Yeah, I'm pretty good at that. I've been consistent with that. I'm creative in that department. I would date me.
Yeah. Now you're ready to brand the t-shirts.
Yeah, no, that's the most egotistical thing you'll ever hear me say, I think, probably. So,
well, let's talk about some of the fun stuff. Like, what's the craziest, like, only happen in Chicago kind of moments that you've seen at some of your gigs? Like, do you have any like crazy stories? You're like, how is this happening right now?
Only happen in Chicago. I don't know how I could say if it only happens in Chicago.
I mean, we've stood in lines in extreme cold for you. There's been crazy weather. Like,
yes, that.
I think maybe some of us were in your car driving to and from gigs at one point.
Did you get on the Dario bus once? You did, didn't you?
Potentially.
You and Mike? Yeah, I think you guys have. Yeah, I do that. It's really weird because I think, how cool would that be if, like, because I mean, I've been fans of bands too, or fans of artists or whatever. Like, dude, I just want to go get a pizza with that guy.
Right?
I just want to, right?
That's so true.
Yeah, I just want to like hang, like get to know. And so I know that it's been a titillating experience for some of my fans. Like, you're going to give me a ride? What? Wait, what? We're going somewhere. But you're going to take me? Well, yeah, I've been playing all night. I haven't been drinking. I'm sober. We can, if you need a ride to, and longer, I use discretion. I don't just drive strangers. Like, if it's been repeated, like you and me, you're beyond fan, you're a friend.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I consider Mike the same thing. He's been to my house, a very select group of fans were at my wedding last August because they become like regular friends, regular hangs.
Yeah.
But it's extremely flattering when we cross that threshold and I get that kind of reaction. And it's happened more so with like dudes like you, where I would just be like, yeah, man, let's hang out. They're like, wait, what? Are you serious? And I'm like, yeah, relax, dude.
Chill.
Yeah, I play the piano and I sing.
Yeah,
okay?
I'm not hitting on you like.
Well, it's not even that. It's like I'm not like a crazy celebrity. And here's the thing, I fantasize about like if I was a crazy celebrity, I'd still like to be like, hey, yeah, let's hang out. You know what I mean?
But the crazy thing is, like, from my side of the table, you're a cult classic in Chicago. Like, everybody, at least in my brain, I'm like, you have to know Dario. So, like, to be the guy in Chicago, which is top 3 city in the U.S., I mean, you're famous to us.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. I didn't know that, and I know this question is probably on the horizon in your brain. I didn't really know that until it actually happened that my aunt and uncle came back to me and said they were out with some couple, their generation ahead, whatever, and they're out with some couple, and they're just like, Yeah, actually, Friday night we got plans. We're going to see this guy named Dario. Oh my God, you got to see him.
Yeah.
And that was a huge point of pride for my aunt and my uncle, which my uncle, by the way, is a pianist himself and incredible.
So he gets it. He's like,
But they were beaming with pride,
mhm.
and it was very sweet. They're just like, that's our nephew.
We know that we're related to that
Yeah,
guy.
yeah. Oh, you like that guy? Oh my God, he's the best. He's amazing. You got to come see him. We'll see him.
Here's a picture of
this
him in
weekend
diapers.
at home. Yeah, yeah, right. We'll see him this weekend at his house when
Yeah.
we're having to. What? Yeah, it's our nephew. Oh my God, and that was one of the biggest flattering points, and turning points of like, oh my God, okay, I'm a name.
Yeah.
I'm a name. Which, speaking of names, I'm gonna give you a half secret. It's a
Okay.
very, 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 very big one.
We'll take it.
My ex-wife,
Mhm.
the mother of my children, when we were 22 years old, I landed a gig in Ibiza, Spain,
Really?
a 6-month contract.
Oh, that's cool.
And we were young parents already. Both
Yeah.
our kids were still in diapers. And my then ex-wife was extremely supportive and gracious. She's like, go. They won't
Wow.
remember you were gone. I don't want to stop you from being the rock star you want to be.
Wow.
This is a great opportunity. You'll be back in 6 months. They won't even remember. You know what I mean? They're still in diapers.
Yeah,
They won't feel the absence really, you know?
sure.
And I was nervous as a young dad, because I was kind of going into an environment with strangers.
Yeah.
It was very much, oh man, are you too young to know what the real world was?
I remember the real world.
Dude, you were like
Yeah.
5 when that came out.
Probably. We won't do we were not going to do the math on camera,
yeah,
but
yeah, okay. But this was kind of like that, where they'd put strangers together into an apartment in Ibiza, Spain, the party capital of the world.
and you're 22, 23.
To form a band to play at a nightclub.
That's wild.
So yeah, I met with 4 other strangers. We shared a big posh apartment in Ibiza, Spain. But I was the only one who was a dad, and I was a little naive and nervous. I looked like an idiot. I was asking the club owner, do they have like what do I have to bring? Do I have to bring like 6 months worth of toothpaste? He's like, you're an idiot. We have stores here. Like, I don't know, I don't know. But for a security issue, my then wife suggested go by your middle name. So I did, and I never stopped.
Really? So your first name's not even Dario.
Correct.
What is your first name?
That's the part I won't tell you. That's the half secret.
The brand.
Exactly.
Wow, I had no idea.
Yep. As a matter of fact, it's almost like a moniker. Like checks are written to just Dario.
You're like
Some
Cher.
of the venues don't even know my first name at all.
That's crazy.
Yeah, because like even tax is Dario Radio LLC.
Is this a Scorpion S exclusive?
It is actually. I mean, I told you about my piano history
Yeah.
too. There's 3 deep dark secrets, and well, one of them's dispelled because now I can drive stick. But it wasn't until like I was 35 that I never drove stick because I just never had to.
Yeah, I mean nowadays,
That's it.
unless you're in like Eastern Europe or out in the sticks driving a truck, like
Right. Exactly.
really
So-
doesn't apply here.
But I come from a generation where that's embarrassing.
Sure, yeah, that
Okay.
was
I
they
come
called
from
it
a time-
standard, right?
Yeah, exactly. They called it standard for a reason, and so yeah, I didn't have the necessity to though, so I never learned it. So that was the third one. The first one is I stopped piano. I wasn't in college for it. I started teaching at 20. I stopped piano at 12. Had an embarrassing flop at 15 or 16, the biggest embarrassment in my life musically. Took that, turned it into a passion for teaching, so people never were embarrassed the way that I was.
Wow.
Ever. So my whole curriculum is centralized around I never want anybody to fail like I did at 15, 16 years old, and then ditch music because it failed them. You know what I mean? No, it didn't. So that was my passion. And then the third secret was I never drove stick until I was like 35.
Wow.
That's it.
Well, this is a great story of evolution. I'm a sucker for nostalgia, especially in Chicago. And I mean, you've been around the Redhead long enough to remember the older days. Like for the cats that are kind of new to the Redhead scene, I mean, the piano was in a different spot. It was a little more divey. And one of the best parts about the bar, in my opinion, is that it's an all ages, multi-generational place where everybody's welcome. The amount of folks that I've danced with plenty of years older than me and also folks my age. I mean, it's just electric, that the community there. So maybe you can lend some perspective on like the early days when you were at Redhead, because it's certainly different now.
It is, but I don't think you're going to like what I say. We miss those days.
I miss those days.
I'll tell you why. I love the perspective that you're sharing with me, that it is a very open door policy and everybody's welcome. I really do love that. There was a quality of clientele that was maintained in the past. And if you didn't come in with a jacket or dress shoes, we provided them for you.
I didn't know that. I remember them being very strict on the hats policy and the jackets, and they used to have the bathroom attendant, which that's a whole nother story. If you know that guy, comment down below, because we have a couple inside jokes with that guy. But,
I bet.
It's all part of the experience, right? And I think it was a true piano bar. I mean, they post every now and again that picture of Billy Joel at the piano, which is electric. And
yeah, and they had, I don't know if you ever were there, they had a wall of all the pianists, pictures of all the pianists, 8x10s of all the pianists. I've been there, and Billy Joel was one of them up there and whatnot. Yeah, a lot of us didn't, it took us a while to adjust to that change. It's funny that you called it previously a dive. And in the perspective and opinion, I think I could safely say on most of the players, especially the players that have been there longer, it is now a dive.
Really?
Compared to what it used to be. Yeah.
Maybe it's the real estate guy in me, when they redid the floors and the walls and kind of did some aesthetic updates, took away from that divey feel, which is fine. I mean, business got to do business things.
Yeah, absolutely. Aesthetics, you're absolutely right. Aesthetics count for something, and it definitely did change when they remodeled the place. But like I told you, I mean, you weren't allowed in there without a jacket. As a gentleman, you were not allowed there without a sport coat or dress shoes. If you showed up in gym shoes, the coat closet to the right when you walk in, that's where we stored them. There was an attendant there that you can get shoes from and a sport coat from. That's
crazy. Kind of like a bowling alley where you're like, I'm a size 12.
Right, yeah. And I caught the very, very tail end of that. And even just at that, I really missed it. Because going there as a patron before I started playing there was iconic.
Yeah.
I fantasized about playing there. I didn't know one day I was going to be the Saturday night guy there. I mean, the ambition was there, and I knocked down walls before that too, because preceding that, my main venue was a place called Big Shot in Arlington Heights, which was also, its reputation at the time was, it's impossible to get in there as a player. Impossible. And unfortunately, I did come up from an age that circle was much more brutal. Much more brutal. It was much more cutthroat. You really did have to kick and claw your way into these places. Whereas now, this generation, millennials.
I'm a millennial.
Yeah, I know you are. Whether it's warranted or not, we, at least I am, as an agent, I nurture the development of artists and performers.
Yeah.
I don't take the blessing of my career for granted, and those who don't as well. I'm an open book, like, ask me anything, how I can help you, cool, I'll help you.
Yeah.
But back then, it was literally verbatim, go learn your own shit, kid.
Yeah.
Don't bother me.
Yeah.
Like, can I train with you? I'm sorry, I didn't know if I could swear or not.
You can, yeah.
I try and keep it mild, but when you'd approach either a venue or another player, like, hey, where are you gigging? Can I follow you? Can I learn from you? they would tell you to F off. They would tell, nope. And ironically, I turned around and hired those guys.
Hey, that's success right there.
Yeah.
Love that story.
I never actually got to finish telling you how that business started. I'll tell you the 30-second version so I don't take too much more time, but it is very fascinating. I hope it inspires others. So in 2010, I had gotten divorced and I was going through a very impoverished time.
Mm-hmm.
I made unwise decisions, not unhealthy, just unwise decisions that it left me destitute.
Yeah.
And so I was, that was also the time that I parted ways with that band. So my main vein of income, on top of the bad financial decisions I went through with my divorce, just left me like with nothing, dude, nothing. Okay.
I can relate, and we'll talk later, but
yeah,
I know that pain.
It went through a depth that people would be shocked.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm very proud of coming out of those pits. And like I said, I had to kick and claw my way through. But opportunity did befall me once, and I did not take that for granted. And I had to make the most of. See, do you know the whole saying, making lemonade out of lemons, right? What happens if those lemons are being pelted at you? You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, like those tennis ball shooters, like a ton of them. And like, yeah. Can you still make lemonade? What are you going to do with this chaos? You know? And that's kind of what it was. I was going through an incredible lull to a point where I had to sell all my belongings to survive. And even deeper than that, but I don't want to get into sad crap. But it was by happenstance that I was at that Wednesday night Ballydoyle open mic night, and somebody said, "Hey, we need a pianist." And then when I forked off, when I was saying to, like, I wasn't a pianist that today, I was a keyboardist. When I was a keyboardist for Then Again, I had to employ one hand on the keyboard and one hand on my Red Bull vodka. Because this is different. This is just melodies and some chords that you're playing along with a song that exists. This isn't one man banding it like you see me doing at Redhead. I have to be the bassist, the drummer, and the guitarist and everything, and the singer, all in two hands and one voice kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's a different beast altogether. So I didn't know what I was getting into when I said, yeah, but I was just desperate for money. I'm like, I'll take a gig.
Say yes and figure it out.
Right. Exactly. Absolutely. But I had 24 hours. I was sweating it because the thing is that, as you know, a qualification for what I do is that a million songs.
Right.
Or as many as you possibly humanly can, right?
Oh, I know that. Oh, I can't believe Dario knew that. It's it's a skill.
Yeah. I can't believe I knew that. No, but it was a dueling pianos gig. So the guy, and I was hesitant because the guy's like, how many songs do you know? At that point, as far as being a pianist, believe it or not, Tom, I only knew like 10 or 12.
No way.
Yeah. Because I knew the keyboard part to Jesse's Girl and everything around that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? and somebody told me from the Killers and all that, because that was that era when I was in Then Again. We were playing Somebody Told Me was one of our newer songs. But these were synth parts and keyboard parts, not meat and potatoes.
Right.
So the guy's like, how many songs? And I'm like, dude, I got like 10 or 12, and they're all like Billy Joel and Elton John. And he's like, how's your ear? I'm like, good, I can follow along, no problem. He goes, okay, just follow along, that's it. And so I did. I showed up. I never met the guy. And I'm sitting opposite of him with his keyboard and my keyboard, and I just struggled following along. Wow. I could follow along tonally, whatever, and I can accompany, and I can harmonize with him. Yeah. But leading the songs out of a typical 60 to 80 songs that you would play in a 3-hour to 4-hour span, I was only able to contribute like 5 or 6.
Oh, wow.
And I felt really like a dunce. So, but he's like, no, you did a great job. I'm going to book you some more. And I was curious as to why. I'm like, well,
you're like,
I wouldn't
why?
book me. I wouldn't book me. I later found out the dude was severely underpaying me towards industry standards because I didn't know
he got free labor out of it.
Almost free labor out of it. But nonetheless, I saw it as paid training. I needed opportunity. Yeah. But it was very, very short lived. And this is where because this was the summer of or early summer of 2010, and I launched Dario Radio 2010 October.
Oh, so it happened.
Yeah, because I got the shaft.
You're like,
And it was
I'm not getting paid anymore.
well, no, it's not even that. What it was I actually ended up getting fired because, and this part I can be open with. I still won't name drop of the player. He knows who he is. If for some reason he comes across this, whatever, it's no bad blood. I hired him. He ended up working for me at some points, but I was at Fire Bar in Algonquin.
Okay.
And we had a regular spot there that this guy started using me regularly there. I'm like, okay, cool. And it was a trek, but. And, I was making, half or less of what I was supposed to be making, whatever. But I started realizing, I started getting overwhelmed. Like, I'm never going to catch up with these old dogs. Like, these guys, the guy was a little bit older than me, not much. I'm just saying, like, experienced guys.
Right.
Had a lot of years on me in doing this.
Sure.
And I said to myself, I was like, this was before iPads. Okay, were being used widely.
Yeah.
This guy would show up with stacks of binders, and he had like 3 binders, each of them this thick, and so he'd have this and a whole bag dedicated, a whole just for the binders of lyrics and songs.
Oh, wow.
Okay, and so it was, God, it looked so tacky. He'd be up there, and it's just this big book and flipping through. And, yeah, I know this song. And wait till I get to H, and just like holy cow, right? But they were like, I asked him one day, I'm like, how many songs are in there? And he goes, 1,800. I'm like, how the hell am I going to catch up? I know 10. I know 12.
Yeah.
All right. You gave me another week. Now I know 20. God, at this pace to catch up with you, I'm going to be your underling forever, and I'm not going to be sustainable. Like, this is not sustainable. And I knew that even in my young years of doing this. Because, again, this was 15-ish, almost 16 years ago. And so I was like, oh, man, I'm never going to catch up. What can I do? And I'm taking notes of what he's playing, and I'm taking notes of which songs, and like the Piano Mans, the Hotel Californias, the Sweet Carolines, the overplayed, I am also noticing that no matter what our skill level was on the piano, we very quickly became background music, and we weren't making great tips, and we didn't have a lot of interaction and like consistent involvement.
Yeah.
And as a performer coming from a stage of thousands of people where I'm just obnoxious on stage and interacting, it was creating an anxiety for me. Like
bro, this sucks. What's happening?
Yeah, exactly. So my 4th or 5th gig, that's it. I only lasted 4 or 5 gigs. My 4th or 5th gig, going into it, I was like, what can I do to make the show better? I can't learn the same 1,800 songs he's got. Wait a minute. How about I take a different approach? He knows all the olds and the classics, and so we can say yes to everything.
Yeah.
I was like, what if I studied what was being played on B96 and 103, Kiss 103.5?
Which people don't necessarily automatically think that's a piano song.
Exactly. Isn't that part of the magic that you witness at my shows?
Yeah, when I hear like a Blink-182 song on the piano, I'm like, what?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Exactly, right? So that was my secret sauce. And I remember the first songs that I played. I played Timber, Kesha and Pitbull. I played Tonight. It was, I think, Pitbull and Enrique Iglesias. I played a Black Eyed Peas song. I played a Britney Spears song. I played a Maroon 5 song. And I'm trying to remember what else was like edgy at the time. Oh, I think LMFAO. Played an LMFAO song.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, the audience came alive. Our dead audience that was there every week. It was a Thursday night gig. Like, okay, there's the piano guys way over there. We're across the bar. It was a huge bar, tall ceiling kind of thing. Suddenly, we're seated up front by the,
right,
and like getting like, oh my God, did he actually play that? Holy cow! And then we started seeing a little bit more tips, right? And the guy's ego across from me, the guy that hired me, who was training me, couldn't take it. He could not take it. And he was smiling in front of the camera.
Adapt or die, right? I mean, you did what you had to do, and some people...
Correct. So he felt that I was overstaging him, and he did give me one warning, and he did say, don't do that again. Don't do that again.
Okay.
I'm like, okay. So the problem was, immediate effect was the very next week, we had some of the same people like, hey, you did this last week. If you could do that, could you do this? And I'm sorry, Tom. I wasn't gonna say no.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna squelch myself for this egomaniac across from me. So I did. I said yes, and
Good for you.
at the end of the gig, he gave me my pay. He did not give me half the tips, and he goes, "You're fired." I said, "Okay." The following week from
You'll
that,
see me on a billboard.
the following week from that, the owner of Fire Bar somehow got my number, called me, and goes, "Hey, we'd love to have you back." I'm like, I talked to the guy that hired me because he fired
Play
me.
by
He
the
goes,
rules.
and he goes, yeah. And he's like, "Well, we want you back. We don't necessarily need him, do we?" I said, "That depends on your contract with him." Like, and he goes, I'll take care of the contract. I don't know if he had to pay him off or whatever. It's not my business. It was his.
Yeah.
Right. He goes, "No, I don't care. We want that energy. Can you hire somebody else?" And I was a yes man. So I said, "Yeah." And I'll figure it out later. Right. That kind of thing. So that was the birth of Dario Radio.
Hell yeah.
And I started just calling the people at the piano bars that I did know. Like,
So
hey,
let's talk about that. When I got into the drinking scene in Chicago, to me there were like 3 piano bars in the city. You had Howl at the Moon, which was essentially Bachelorette Central. They bring their girlfriends, they dance around, whatever. You had the Redhead Piano Bar, which was kind of the upscale place to be. And then Zebra Lounge, which was like super kind of obscure, which I happen to love quite a bit. So give me your take on those other piano bars, and then I know there's like a bunch other that have kind of popped up in the scene. Maybe we can touch on those for a second.
sure. So here's again where I'm going to say I'm not afraid to say my honest opinion because it won't affect my career at this point. My career is in my hands. My destiny's in my hands. It is not subject to the opinion of these other institutions.
Sure.
I am, of course, pretty loyal to Redhead because I built a lot of my brand and I've increased my strength there.
Yeah.
I have stability there. I have great relationships there. I meet people like you that are very valuable to me. And they've given me a lot of creative liberties. They've gone through growing pains with me too, though. They have. I've been one of their more edgy players.
Yeah.
One that pushes the envelope. They'll get obscure complaints about me.
Yeah, I could see that, but
Yeah.
you know.
But that's collateral damage of my success. It
Sure.
really is, and I'd love to get into that in a minute, but I really would because that's actually an important point to bring up.
Yeah.
But as far as the other locations, I will speak completely open about. Well, I mean, I'm open about Redhead anyway, but Zebra Lounge, awesome little niche.
Yeah.
Smells like a urinal.
I mean, you could only fit what, like 50 people in there. I'm sure they cram a lot more, but
I think, yeah, I don't even think it's 50.
because it's in like
It's at the
in like
base,
an apartment building,
yeah,
right?
it's at the base of an apartment building, and it's cute and it's got its niche, and it's got its quality of players that it works for them.
Yeah.
I have not much bad to say about that place except for the fact that I really wish they would get the odor under control. That's it.
It's a basement bar in Chicago. I mean, it's going to have a funk to it, right?
I guess so.
Yeah.
I guess so. I think it is a Chicago staple. I think everybody that visits Chicago should visit that because I think it contrasts enough from Redhead too.
Definitely.
I really do.
Yeah.
I appreciate what they do there. I appreciate the players that are there that have built careers there as well. I wouldn't play there for a couple of reasons. One, that it's a conflict of interest. I think I don't want to spread my brand thin as far as being in a solo piano bar. When you ask me about my other accounts, you will see the differences. You and I talked about it on the way in tonight. My other account at Stardust.
Yeah.
It's a different enough gig that I don't feel like I'm cross promoting and blending colors, blurring colors. What am I looking for?
Blurring lines.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Sure.
Sure. What about Howl at the Moon?
Howl at the Moon. That's a plane crash.
It's also a different business model because they're dueling as opposed to single piano.
But here's where I'm going to call them out. It's not a real dueling show.
I haven't been there in years.
It's a band fronted by two pianos that play the same 40 to 50 songs every night. Sorry, Howell. Sorry, not sorry.
Hey,
Do better.
We're getting the real hot takes now.
Honestly, I'm a little upset. They took an institution with a great reputation and flushed it down the toilet.
Did it change over time, or like?
Very much so. Very much so. And I won't get into the troublesome or anything that's going to cause trouble.
Yeah.
But I will say this, and I don't mean this with any degree of arrogance. Howell, if you want to save your business, call me. Period.
Sure.
I have not only business model, but like, and a lot of experience. I have training modules. Like I have programs that will revive that show, you know. And one of the reasons that I only rarely execute that. Well, first of all, my dueling piano shows are mainly private shows, and I'm very select with who I use on that because they know the brand. They have trained with me over the years. They know how to deliver exactly what the Dario Radio practices
Would you
are.
consider, so that one time when you let me play drums with you, what was that, at Pippin's?
Mm-hmm.
Was that dueling piano setup?
Yeah, that was better and closer to true form.
Mm-hmm.
We almost got to the point. We didn't get quite to the point of what you would see in a full Dario Radio show.
Yeah.
And that is partly because the people that they wanted me to hire there, which I loved them, they were all really, really great.
Yeah.
They are experienced and self-employed enough where they don't need work from me and they don't need to abide by my teachings. Okay.
That makes sense.
Right. So you only got like 75% of what we can deliver as a company. And you'll see that a real difference if you hired us privately. Because it is a lot more musical banter, improvisational banter, which really drives energy levels up. There's a lot more formulaic approach of the interaction with the audience. But and we were only able to really spread our wings at Pippin's only so much, and unfortunately that got cut off after a year.
Oh, that's a bummer.
It is. It really is.
Well, talk to us about what's happening now. Give me the scoop on the latest Dario Radio ventures, because Redhead's not your only gig, right?
Correct. Right. I have two other rotating contracts, and what I mean by that is that they're regular, like weekly or whatever that means regularly. If it's monthly, we just call them rotating contracts. Fridays and Saturday nights, I have my team and myself playing at Stardust, and that's on 710 North Clark. That's really great. We have a lot of liberties to do some things that we can't do at other piano bars. One, we have built a stage out with a great electronic drum kit that our drummers are really sounding amazing on. You will definitely sound amazing on it.
I bet.
You're gonna play. You're gonna come and jam
Stay tuned.
with me. Stay tuned. Absolutely. We'll release some footage here. But yeah, it's a great stage that's very welcoming to singers. As you probably have noticed at Redhead, a lot of people want to come up and sing.
Yeah.
Some drunk people just stage dive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We really want to get up there. At Stardust, we can accommodate that. I wouldn't suggest that at Redhead. It is a liability at Redhead.
Logistics, and I mean, it just wouldn't be a great experience for anyone, both the drunk singer or the
Audience.
Yeah.
Right. You don't go to Redhead to hear a drunk singer.
No,
Right.
you unless you're just listening to yourself sing at the top of your lungs
Right.
with Dario.
Right.
But that's different.
Right, it is. It is. Also, just the stage setup is different. Like if I owned both businesses, I would stay the course of where it's at now. I would agree
Agreed.
with Redhead. Like, hey, don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like maybe the occasional bride up there if she's not too hammered or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know.
But Stardust is intentional. It's built to have this.
Yeah, it has a lower, a little bit lower of a stage climb for people to able to get up there safely.
Yep.
We have 3 extra wireless microphones.
Oh,
so,
cool.
Yeah, and and so people go out into the audience. They get to be the obnoxious rock star they want to be for the
Which
night.
is what everybody wants.
Absolutely.
Like they want that one night where they can be the star.
Absolutely.
And then wake up the next day and go, did
What
I really do that?
Yeah. And we call that what we call it. Speaking of branding, we're calling that Darioki.
I love it. I mean, I think Mike has subtly been calling Darioki no matter what show he goes to, because he knows like every song and whatnot. But I love the branding. Definitely can get behind that.
Yeah, Darioki, I play you sing. So that's been going really well. Fridays and Saturday nights. I'm not there Saturdays for obvious reasons. I'm at Redhead, right? But I do often go and check in and support.
Nice.
And I'll also make sure the sound is going well. I do some sound engineering over there. I have a very solid young team. It's also a different demographic that it attracts. So it's a different demographic of players that I would use. So you won't really see too much bleed over of Redhead pianists playing over there.
Well, that's good. I mean, you hit a broader audience with your different businesses.
Absolutely. So that's Fridays and Saturday nights. It's right now from like 9 to 1. And then on Sundays, I also have a very dedicated Darioki whole band set up.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a trio. We play at a place called Home Away from Home in Wrigleyville.
Okay.
It's on 3744 North Clark. Also, I just realized they're both on Clark. Yeah, but they're far apart.
Yeah.
It's a new place, again, called Home Away from Home. They actually bought the old... oh my gosh, what was it called? Sandlot. Do you remember the Sandlot?
Yeah.
They bought the Sandlot and they bought the restaurant bar next to it. So it's actually both entities. And then I think they figured out, oops, we can't cut a hole in the wall. So you actually have to leave one to go to the other. They're both called Home Away from Home. The one that was the Sandlot, they nicknamed the Yard. And that's where we're having our Darioki night 7 to 10 on Sunday nights. And it's been hitting off so great. On a Sunday, if you go to Wrigleyville, even on the coldest day, if there is one place that's jumping, it's Home Away from Home.
Well, I mean, you can't be surprised because it's Dario.
Come on, Tom. I can't.
I'm gonna keep gassing you up. All right, like you're famous.
I know, man. You're gonna make me blush, man. But it's just what it is. It's just the reciprocity of the energy. People are excited to be there. They're excited to front a band. It's like I said, it's a trio: me, a bassist, and a drummer, and then I happen to use bassists that are well experienced in the industry, so they either have a huge catalog of music themselves, or they can follow my left hand. And I'm very left hand heavy because of my gig at Redhead and my normal gigs, right? So I'm a dream to follow. I'm not a dream to double because I should be laying off more when there's a bassist present. But they respect the fact that they can use me to follow along and make their job easier. So it's just been great high energy. And as a matter of fact, we are in week 4. I will gloat about this. I came up with a great idea to combat the cold months, the lulls for bars, during the cold months. I introduced the concept of a singing contest being held at Home Away from Home.
Which people need liquid courage for?
No, actually. It literally became a mini American Idol.
Oh, crazy.
Yep. With judge panel.
Wow.
With finalists, elimination rounds. We're in week 4 of it. We are down to our top 18 now.
That's cool.
We started off with either 38 or 40, something like that. And we had 2 bloodbath rounds. So they weren't like just elimination. It was just like you will find out in week 3 who the top 20 finalists are. And all those tiers from there on win prizes.
Oh, cool.
And that has built into such an incredible loving community. You have to come check it out.
It's on the list.
Yeah, you really do. It's only running till March 22nd.
Okay.
We are skipping Super Bowl Sunday for obvious reasons. But you have to come on a Sunday soon because the energy is just electric. The band is great. We learn tunes for the contestants and the singers, and they get up there and just pour their heart out. And more importantly, the audience that includes their competitors are so extremely supportive. Nobody feels like they're in a contest anymore. They feel like they're in a club just gassing each other up.
So the contestants can tell you, like, this is the song I want to play ahead of time, right? And you guys take time to learn that song?
Correct.
That's crazy. That's like exactly what I want.
It's really awesome. most of the times, like for instance, today's Wednesday and we have our next round this coming Sunday. They all submitted it to their picks to me today.
Okay.
Okay. So we have ample time.
Yeah.
It's fine. They're not really hard songs. We've only run into one or two where we're just like, we're a little unsure about this one just because of a lot of intricacies that might make you stumble as a performer. So I have a say. I have a say. They give me 3 songs, and then I tell them which I think they're going to execute the best, or it's going to.
That's good to have that feedback, right? Because as the entertainer, like you want them to do well.
Correct, right.
Like,
I'm the host. Right, I'm the host, and I'm their musical backup. I'm their fortitude. I'm not a judge, so I can weigh in with my opinion. And some of them have been smart and have contacted me, like, "What do you think of this song?
I want to win.
What key should I do this song in?"
Oh, crazy!
Very smart.
Yeah.
Very smart. And I'm like, yeah, I'm open for consultation. Free consultation, because I want you all to do your best and have fun and feel great about it, and nobody feel like a loser at all at any point if they get eliminated, whatever. And what's really great is even people post elimination are still coming back. So even when they don't advance to the next rounds, they're still coming back because they just love the environment.
Yeah.
Because we oftentimes end the contest part of it within about 2 hours in a 3-hour window that we're booked to play. So that last hour is a free-for-all.
That's awesome.
And the public can join, or contestants can sing a second song, or people who were eliminated in earlier rounds can come back and sing with us again. But again, one of the best things that was said to me last Sunday was, this doesn't even feel like a contest anymore. This feels like a family. This feels like such a positive, supportive vibe for those of us who just want to develop as performers.
Yeah.
Dude, it's
what a low cost of entry to like get the jitters out and like pursue something that you're afraid to maybe like you can't go from 0 to rock star. You got to start somewhere.
Right.
And what better way to do it than with people that are already skilled musicians and your friends are in the audience and you're enjoying whatever libations you're enjoying. I mean, like, what a perfect environment.
And then throw on top of that the incredible roster of prizes. The prizes are actually really great for like a small. The Sandlot, now the Yard or Home Away From Home, is a small venue, but like they're really serious about funding this.
You might be able to catalog this, and I mean, this sounds like it's going to take off.
I really believe it's going to.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna end up franchising this. I actually named it, but I'm releasing the name to Home Away From Home because it's so brand specific.
Yeah.
The contest name is Pitch Hit.
Well, yeah, that's
right. It's a baseball. It's a sports bar. I'm letting them keep the name.
That's fair. That's fair.
I'll go do it.
ChatGPT can come up with names for the other ones.
Exactly. But Pitch Hit was so perfect. I mean, it's also musical, right? Pitch and your hit kind of thing.
I love it. I love a good wordplay.
Oh, so do I. So do I.
We're running low on time. I want to get a couple fun questions in, and
sure.
I say this to everybody. We're probably going to need another episode. So we'll get into some more stuff next time we record. But as a Chicagoan, when you're not like entertaining and stuff, what bars or restaurants do you like to visit just like as a patron?
Man, I wish I had a good answer for that, to be honest with you. The only answer I have for that are where my peers are playing so I can go support them. I don't have a particular favorite because right now I'm literally pulling 16 to 20 hour work days.
Yeah.
I'm super blessed to have a supportive backline at home, family at home. I have my wife and 2 adult kids who run the ship. I just literally just pay the bills. I literally just work and sleep. I wake up and food's in front of me. I'm not allowed to clean. Dude, it's very 50s. It's very old fashioned.
Yeah.
And my wife and I, the only thing we fight about is if I get caught cleaning, I get in trouble. Because she knows that I have some projects and some businesses to launch that I'm very passionate about. And there are deadlines and time sensitivities involved. And she wants me to focus all my energy, all my waking hours into just growing towards our dream and our goals. And she's just like, yeah, we're delegating tasks. You do nothing but what you want to do and what you need to do.
That's a blessing.
It's a huge, like so understated how big of a blessing that is. Now, the fact that I sleep so little is my own fault.
Sure.
But I'm obsessive about getting these goals, hitting these goals and growth, and preparing for my next chapters in my life because I'm not going to be at the piano bars forever, Tom.
I hate to hear that, but I know you're right.
Well, dude, here's the thing. I want to stay in your memory as the rock star on top.
Yeah.
I never want you to see me fizzle out. I never want you to see me the old desperate man.
Yeah.
Still trying to connect with the youngins, right?
Yeah.
I see that. I'm sad to see that. I see dudes that are 10, 15 years older than me hanging on to the glory. And I'm like, guys, hang it up. Hang it up. Find something else. Sell insurance. Do something. Teach.
Yeah.
Stay in music, teach, whatever. But like, guys, no, and I don't want to be that. I'm ready to, I'm starting my exit plan.
Yeah. Well, I know you're going to be successful in the businesses, and I'm here to support and bring the crew out to all the shows.
Yes, please do. Maybe there'd be an exigency towards it because there's a limited time.
Hey, we'll be there soon. We'll be there soon. Last two questions. Do you know anyone in Chicago that you'd like to have on the Scorpion S podcast as like a future guest? Any entertainers or business people that you think would be a good guest on the show?
Reach out to Lauren Hall.
Okay.
I see her as a budding businesswoman that has great potentials, great hustle, stellar branding. If I had her branding, I would have been much more how you think. If you think I'm famous, like, yeah. She's got great potentials because of her hustle and her drive.
I love that.
So her perspective of dealing with the environment today and booking today and different locations than I work at might be interesting to you.
Yeah.
She also has a different backstory than I do. Mine's a very crawl out of the hole, sad, crappy. I don't even want to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Lauren's is a lot more glamorous.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, yeah. She's actually going to bless us with her presence as one of my guest judges at Pitch Hit.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, coming up soon. I'll
Love
let you
that.
know. Yeah, you'll have to come. Otherwise, I can't really think of anybody else. I would venture to possibly say the owner of Stardust.
Okay.
I might be able to connect you with him.
Yeah.
Because he's not only the owner of Stardust, he has several. I'm sure you're familiar with his other locations. He's also the owner of the two Brandos locations.
Yeah.
King of Cups, Storyville, Esmeralda's, and I know I'm missing one or two.
Oh wow! So he's a businessman.
He's a serial entrepreneur. Crazy guy.
Yeah.
And you better book more than an hour because he won't. I talked fast only because I knew we had an hour, but he won't, and he'll just bulldoze right over your hour.
All right. Well, we'll book him a double then.
Yeah. There you go.
Well, for the audience that's watching and listening, and they want to follow your journey, where can they find you?
Well, easiest is it's all funneled at darioradio.com. You can look up my shows, where I'm at exactly, what's going on. You can even connect with me. My socials are on there as well. You can connect me with me there. I have a new little feature on my website that I really actually do want to promote. It's almost innocuous, but I'm excited about it anyway. There is a button on my homepage that says add to my song list.
Oh.
Did I miss your song? Do I not know your song?
Yeah.
Did you come to Redhead and I was like, hey, you've probably heard me say, hey, I don't know your song. I'm going to give you your money back, or you could decide on another song because I don't want to take your money for nothing.
Yeah.
So, because, even though I have about 8,000 songs up here, it sounds impressive, but 8,000 songs is not even 0.0001%
right.
of all the songs out there. So to stump the pianist ain't no achievement. It ain't no something to brag about.
Yeah.
So I want to not only remedy that, but also just extend the olive branch or extend the effort of making up for it and telling my audience, I care.
Yeah.
Like, you're not just stuck with what's on my roster. I want to add your favorite songs to my roster.
I love that.
So that button is so, like, I really want to promote that. Like, it just says, add your song to my list. And right there, it's nothing but a Google sheet or a Google form.
Yeah.
Like, put your name down. Let me know when you're coming next so I can prepare your song for you so I'm less of a disappointment.
Well, in the comments on the video, type in what song Dario should play or visit darioradio.com and fill up his list because he knows a lot, but he doesn't know everything. And he's always striving to entertain Chicagoans till whenever the last show is, but I'm sure we'll be there.
Limited time. You better come soon.
Dario, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thanks for coming on the show. I'm just so happy that you got to come on. And again, the joy you bring to the people of Chicago is just, you can't calculate it. It's immense.
That's amazing to hear. I don't have my finger on that pulse. I really don't. I run into people sometimes because, I live in the suburbs, so I don't hang out in the city too much. But when I do, I sometimes get stopped and people are like, oh, I'll tell you one quick story on our exit.
Yeah.
It's a cute story. I have a couple of young women that are fans of mine that have gotten to that point of like, yeah, I'll pick you up from this bar if you want to go to Redhead, kind of, you know what I mean? Like they'll jump in the car on the Dario bus. And we parked the car and we parked it in the parking lot that we park across the street in the garage. And we're getting into the elevator. And I don't remember the exact verbal interaction or the words that were used, but there was another couple in the elevator. No, it was 4 people in the elevator, in addition to me and these 2 young ladies. And we were saying something, and then the 2 young ladies that were with me, they're like, "Oh, well, you probably don't know who this is." And immediately, all 4 people in that elevator were like, "Yeah, that's Dario." Like, oh my God. And I mean, I know it's not much to show off, but to me, that was a starstruck moment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I know it's not huge because we were across the street from Redhead. I mean, it was probably
right time, right place.
Right. But yeah, stuff like that has happened. Or like I'll be at a restaurant and I'll be with my wife or friends or even my kid. That's the best. It's when I'm with my kids and it happens.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, Dad. You know what I mean? Yeah. But those are some of the nicer stories, I guess.
Well, thank you for taking the time. We love to see you.
Yeah, Tom. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. I can't wait to watch this and more episodes. I got to catch up on yours. I've only watched admittedly 1 or 2, and that's just because I'm, like I said.
Well, you're a working man, so
a lot. But I'm finding some more downtime, and this is going to be part of it. I really appreciate it.
Thanks so much.
Thanks, man.